Let's go, cheese. Everywhere, just Contract 3, Contract 3. Oh my gosh. Contract 3, Contract 3, Contract 3. My controller. Easy, second match, easy. This will get done before 9 o'clock. It's taking forever, man. Golden Gate Gaming. Hello. You got code? Most people have code already. Like 3 months ago. Top YouTubers got code. Yo, games.
Thankfully, Porzingis was right there to clean it up. Good shot. Good shot. At least it wasn't a three. Want to attack this matchup with Larry Bird. I really want to attack this matchup.
Bro, how you just gonna say hello and then leave? Y'all drunk. What is with this Wi-Fi? It's trash. Oh my gosh, this computer.
Brian, what Thomas doing a tribute to Ellen? Be there, be square. See, I'd love to, but see, my mama died. What? Mama died! Sorry. Yeah, so we gotta stay behind and control our fall in this time of grief. Today is my lucky day. I finally got rid of that smelly beast that's been hanging around my house. He doesn't seem very sad. Oh, well, he's just trying to be strong for us, you know? Well, now, I guess we gotta handle the funeral arrangements. I already took care of him, son. I wrapped that stinker in some butcher paper. Dumped the red in the dumpster. How can you do something like that? Well, you know how she was smelling when she was alive. You can imagine how she smelled when she started decomposing. She was fucked up the whole house. Woo! Don't you ever talk about my mother that way. Oh, I ain't talking about your mama. I'm talking about that red that died under my porch. Oh. Did you just smack me? Smack me upside my head like I'm some little rapper or something like that. About your mama. I ain't talking about your mama. Marlon Williams, acting tape, take one. I'm up. Back yourself. Get yourself. Xavius, you idiot. Xavius, scene 44, take two. Come up. Never been killed. No, he didn't say that. See, I can throw my voice. Look, don't be talking to my brother like that. No, chill, man. Don't let Martin Scorsese humiliate you. Sure, who do you think you are? Well, maybe you get ghetto on you. What? Boy, you ain't never take your seat. What's up, dog? Okay. Don't you leave me. Take me instead, Lord. Take me. Don't take my body. She never hurt nobody. All she did was give pleasure. That old woman is going down. Yeah. You want this table? I'm sorry, Thuggy Bear, but we got here first. I wasn't asking your permission. I'm taking this table. Scarecrow. Hey, look here, Nestle Snipes. Baby, would you like to go bowling? Hey, sweet thing. Leave her alone. How would you like to be with a real man? I already am. Yeah, what? What, you got power? sensitive without his looks.
Oh, don't worry about me. I can handle this. I am a journalist.
Hey, you look like that. You shut your mouth for this
Some jobs.
well, fellas, she's Don't worry. I'ma search until I find him. I'ma search high and low. I'ma search far and wide. Speaking of wide, hey, Dupree, you want a job? I don't know, kid. I'm still collecting disability. Now, I'll be mad at you want to pay me under the table, yes? You know your big ass can't fit on no. What do you think you're doing, Free Willy? Man, your pops just gave you some of this Brian Gumbo Gumbo, man. You need to try it out, man. Brian Gumbo Gumbo, yes. Look good. Ain't got no flavor. Exactly. But it put me right where I need to be, yo. Where you need to be. Organizing the magazine. Now, come on, get to work, man. I already did that, Molly. I mean, Mr. Williams. Skinny chirp. Hey, I heard that. Candy bar. Yo, Jay, you need to really slow down, man. You know I got a lot of problems with my ankles. Problem is you got too much weight on them. Yo, man, I'm sure your pops will be cool with whatever y'all get. Probably happy y'all ain't putting them in a home. Fat kid. I ain't buy you a Whopper. You really think I'm gonna let a Whopper come between me and my better judgment? Oh, shoot. Once you put it that way, you need to go on over there and handle your business. I might as well see my father's kid. Chocolate bars, man. I don't even taste funny. My stomach been tripping. I think the last time y'all checked these out, man. Because these ain't chocolate bars. You just ate a box of extra be sneaking up on people with your big ass looking like Sasquatch. What you doing here? Wait, see. Come on, machine pop, man. We're getting worried about it. Radio station. So you come up here the whole time? Yep. And we need to get back because the girls at the cabin, they're waiting. We need to go. There goes the marshmallows. I smell it. Smell like it. All right. Short term Minnesota fast so. I told y'all, man, I ain't fat kid. I'm just short for my weight. This way you be 18 tall. Get out your shoe. Come on in, shoe. Booty in the bloody fish. That's why you got the day, baby. Y'all ain't gonna kill me. Y'all ain't gonna kill me. Nice job, Big Willie. That's awesome. This drink for me right where I need to be. Where's that? All 40 pounds? Where's that menu? Sorry, sir. It was on me. I am a member. I just don't have my membership card on me right now. I can prove I'm a member there. To the initiation. I don't know, Fred. You know, speak. I'm like throwing my weight around. Middle class students and son. Can't you see the resemblance? Come on. Sorry. Brothers in back.
What's that guy doing at the buffet table?
Oh my God, he must have followed me here. Don't worry. I'll handle this matter. What you feel, Notorious P.I.G.? We're supposed to be able to find my brother. You're looking for him, and I'm gonna check the dessert table next. Matter of fact, there you go, right there. Stand me here. What's out here? Stand over there. Will you shut your mouth? I'm just saying. You got any tips for me? Yeah, eat a salad. You owe me $20, Sean. All right. I gotta get some money out of the ATM machine first. What are you trying to get him to do? I really would love to play on my favorite food table. Well, I guess you would really like to wait your turn. Bree? Sucking your guts. Now the other one. Hey, Sean, man, what you got for me? Okay? I have one lady here that wants somebody who's worldly and well-rounded. I don't know anybody in this world that's more rounded than you.
I've toured the Caribbean and the King Islands. I guess you can call me King Island Nut.
Every Sunday I go visit my Uncle Rick. And what's your excuse to prove it? You send your date home hungry because you ate all her food. And I couldn't come to the site. You know I gotta eat disorder. Yeah, you eating disorder, that order? Read everybody's order, man. Don't take your big behind around the block and jog a couple times. Get rid of them braids. You look like rat dropping. For 3 years. That guy was so mean, he caused me to overeat. He was a fat fetus. Oh, Thanksgiving is finally ending it up. Yeah, it's about time, man. He's about the meanest teacher in high school. Yeah, I heard he spent his summer vacation clubbing baby seals. Check out this fast beat. My man was working on that man. All right, go.
I'll let you get a good morning, bro.
What you do? Yeah. Whatever it is, I didn't do it. Matter of fact, I need to excuse myself because I got some unfinished business in the bathroom. Michael, don't start with me, okay? I had a hard day at work.
I could have stayed up last night, but I was too tired.
Hello, Miss Slately. Where have you been?
Michael, don't start with me, okay? I had a hard day at work. Just don't start.
Look at the time. Where is it?
School programs, Roses, picking up Katie from Papa Tots, and I had a late meeting. Come on, baby, what is the big deal? Would you smile?
I smile when I come home and see my wife and kids with some food on the table like my father used to have.
Well, just come home a little later. I'm sorry, what?
Jen, this is not working for me. This is not the marriage I signed up for. Your job is not important as the family.
Here we go again.
No, listen.
Well, your
I
profile picture,
understand your
Ethan.
need to be fulfilled and all that other nonsense. But your job is starting to interfere with your duties as mother and wife.
You know what, Michael, you're such a misogynist.
Yeah, I would love a massage every now and then. And I'm not getting enough
Who
of
else up
those either.
early playing 2K?
I'm trying to say I'm not doing my job now.
You know what? It would be impossible. You'd have to be super.
I beg your pardon, I am Superwoman. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're more like Batgirl. Yeah, you look good in the outfit, but you don't have no superpowers.
I'm not Batgirl.
All right, then you're Wonder Woman. Because every time I come home, I'm wondering where's my woman. Hey, listen, baby. I didn't marry Superwoman. I married J. Marie Johnson. Okay, you added all this other stuff.
And I can do all that other stuff and still take care of you and everything else my family needs, and I'm going to prove it to you.
How?
In the next 2 hours, I am going to take a shower, change my clothes, cook dinner, check everybody's homework, wash
I
4
already
loads
got
of laundry,
Opal
and
Zion
2
Williams.
loads of dishes.
And what about taking care of me?
Oh, baby, since you think that I don't have time for everything,
Was that card
you
free?
can take care of
Was that a
yourself.
free card?
I'm gonna be watching you take that shower.
I think they say we might get gold packs today. That's what it said on the YouTube stream. Said tomorrow we might get gold packs. I need a gold card. Y'all getting ready for gold cards? There's 2 people in here now. I think Ethan left. Oh, never mind. Shoot, same here, man. We broke. We in a broke boat. Yo, Ethan, do you have coke? Are you part because you try to get coke or no? If you have no power, how is your phone still on? You must have turned it off before your phone died, right? Why the power cut off? You're at your grandpa's house and his power is not off? His power didn't get cut off? How many days you gonna stay at your grandpa's? I ain't got no MT. I ain't got no MT because I had to complete. I tried to complete these. I tried to complete these and never again will I do that. Will I do this ever again? So Ethan, do you have Kobe? Yes or no? I was just doing a challenge. I know. That's what I've been doing. I evolved my pink diamond. I gotta do all this. This is crazy. We should evolve pink diamond cold into a galaxy.
We continue to learn about our personnel. You know, we're making decisions on you know, a lot of new players that could be in the rotation, and we continue to learn about those guys.
So 3 games left now in the seeding games before the postseason starts. Is there a point, whether next game or in 2 games, where you're wanting to simulate a playoff type rotation, a playoff type atmosphere, and make some of those decisions, or can you go all the way through?
We'll see. You know, we'll see game by game. You know, if it makes sense to, you know, play a potential playoff rotation. But like I said, we're still experimenting a little bit. We have some guys that dinged up. Health is going to be the top priority, and we'll see how those games play out day by day.
Hey, Frank and Steve, you've been on part of all sorts of teams for decades now, and I'm sure there's been teams that you've coached or played on where there was shooting slumps. Are there things you go back to, like drills or, you know, other slump busters that you guys talk about on the staff you can do to try to, you know, reverse this mojo?
There actually is. We just haven't had practice time, so you know, we got to continue to work through it. And again, we got a lot of guys going in and out. We watch some tape on it each day, trying to learn from the types of shots we're trying to create. You know, I thought we took less bad shots from the perimeter tonight, and you know, that usually helps your percentages. It didn't tonight, but it did create more attacks to the basket, more free throw attempts, more points in the paint. So there's some positives there. And one thing I know is I do believe in percentages. I do believe in guys trusting the work that they put in. And there's always a reversion to the mean. You know, the law of averages plays out. And, you know, I'm okay with getting all these misses out of the way right now.
Hey, Frank, it's Bill. Can you explain the decision on JaVale tonight? That was not when you mentioned pregame. Was that a last-minute choice? And then should that be taken as a sign that you don't think you would be able to play both of your true centers if you had a matchup against the Rockets going forward?
Yeah, it was just the coach's decision. And, you know, I know I wanted to see what a small lineup looked like to start with Goose in there. You know, and that means it's you know, sometimes going to be difficult to play both centers. It doesn't mean we're not necessarily going to go with that, you know, if we play these guys in the playoffs, but just something I wanted to look at. And, you know, so it's just the coach's decision.
All right, you guys can take some on site.
Great. Tanya Giggly. You mentioned that there are things you can do to sort of help the shooting, but there hasn't been very much practice time. I don't think there's going to be very much practice time here, just based on the schedule, it seems like. Is this just a time of year when you do have to just kind of wait for that regression to the mean and
we'll find practice time. You know, we'll definitely find practice time. You know, not before the next game, but you know, these guys will be in the gym working on their shots. We'll be teaching in film sessions about the execution. We did some things better offensively tonight to create better looks and to not take, you know, bad shots. And you know, if we commit to shot quality and continue to do our work in the gym, then the percentage will come around.
Lakers are back in action on Saturday when they take on the Indiana Pacers. Game time is set for 3 p.m. We'll get you ready with Access Sportsnet Lakers starting at 2, taking you right up to tip-off in Orlando. Much more ahead. Kyle Kuzma leads the Lakers with 21 points in the loss. We'll have more post-game reaction from Orlando coming up next. Access Sportsnet Lakers. He finished with 10 points in 19 minutes. He's speaking with Chris McGee.
You got to play 19 minutes tonight, kind of get your feet wet there in the bubble. Just kind of take us through, you know, what that was like for you.
It was a great experience. You know, just trying to, you know, stay ready and be ready for whatever role or whatever minutes I get. So I felt like today was all right, but outside of the, you know, the outcome.
Before we get to that outcome, what are kind of, you know, what's the anticipation for you been like? I mean, you knew some minutes would come. You saw some minutes in the scrimmages. Knowing you were going to get some time tonight, what was that like?
You know, just trying to be closer to staying ready, you know, being ready whenever your name is called, because you never know what's going to happen. So just getting ready was the most important thing for me, and I feel like I was able to do that coming in tonight.
I mean, obviously the team goal is to win a championship. Lakers just clinched the #1 seed. You're getting ready for the playoffs. But for you on a personal level, what are you trying to prove when you do get those minutes?
I'm just trying to be the best teammate and the best player I can be right now. You know, I'm young. I'm trying to just absorb everything, just soak everything in. So I felt like, just being able to come in and do everything that he needed to do was going to be important for me personally.
All right, last question for me. In terms of the Rockets, plus 54 in the category of three-pointers, they hit 22. Just talk about some of the challenges that the Rockets present for everybody, especially since they might be a playoff opponent of yours down the road.
They're a great team. Well coached, and they shoot a lot of threes. They get them up. So, they got the players they have. It's just good for us to get a grasp on how other teams in the playoffs are going to be. So it was a good test for us tonight. Hopefully we pick it back up next time.
That was, of course, rookie Talen Horton-Tucker getting some action tonight. As Frank mentioned, he continues to impress him. Maybe could crack the rotation come postseason. Now we're going to talk a little Anthony Davis and the action we saw from him tonight. Of course, 17 points, 12 rebounds. What you saw as we continue to talk, what you want to see more of, but tonight in particular.
Yeah, AD, like James said earlier, the stat line was great, but it's a little access 360 right here. We're going to break down some things he did well and some things he didn't do well. Right here, you see him in the post and his elbow. We love to see him in the elbow action. Now he can see all the defense from, and the Lakers can see he got one dribble because he's so long, he can get to the basket. But here, he tries to pump fake. Why are you pump faking a little guy? Now you're in a position where you kick it out. No, punish the little guy. Now here, this is what James and I talked about. Look where he's catching his ball. He's not even on the three-point line. He's 8 steps above the three-point line. Now you're in his world. You're big. You playing in his world. Now you're trying to drive.
Are you trolling?
P.J. Tucker's one of the best defensive players in the game. Now you're stuck. And everybody's standing around like, oh, what do I do? You throw a bad pass. James takes off his race. Here, we come down on a break. AD stops at the three-point like, hey, guys, look, I'm over here. I'm over here. Cruz is going. Now the shot gets beat up. Here now, AD's like, yo, go to the post. Demand the ball in the post. Here, he's watching Cruz. Cruz goes, look, he causes some commotion and gets a main man there for a layup. But he didn't play like a big, he played like a small forward. And in this game, you should have played like a big. We know you got guard skill set, but sometimes you had to put that in your back pocket and say, hey, yo, I'm going to be a big man tonight.
Yeah. A couple of instances in that 360 where he was on the weak side, on the post, and he backed out to the three-point line. When I'm thinking, if the ball's over there, you gotta get big in the paint. There's a big space in there. So, he's a great player, man, and you still have a lot to learn. He's still young, so hopefully you can look at these videos and see some of these, some of the advantages that he has, and we'll, execute that.
I still think one of the biggest things, though, as you talk about that, when he drops out of the paint, when he drifts back to the three-point line, the attention still remains on him, whether he has the ball in his hands or not. So in terms of where he can catch that ball and really be effective, impactful, as you mentioned,
and
for the rest of the team.
it takes him out of offensive rebounding position as well.
Yeah, even though he was backing out, it was creating space for Cruz to drive and get buckets. But you still want him to get a rhythm because he gets a rhythm, he's more dangerous from the outside.
Words people can't say on the stream.
Yeah. But you speak of the drive there by Kyle Kuzma. I was impressed with him tonight. I thought the aggression was there on both ends of the floor. We saw the blocks on a guy like James Harden. He had 2 of them, but 21 points for Kuz, 7 boards, doing it on both ends, 50%. Continues to stay in a rhythm and flow. Credit to the work he says he put in.
Yeah, he's put in the work. He's worked hard. He's overcome some obstacles, some injuries, even his own mental, capacity and what he was thinking has been frustrating. But he's at a place now where I don't think there's no looking back. And I think they're going to have to incorporate him a little bit more. I mean, that 1-2 punch that we have is dynamic with LeBron and AD. But I think when you have a specialist like Kuz, you got to get him going early, especially in a game, a team like the Rockets, where you're going to need that type of play.
I look at the overall game. He did a lot of good work, but the one thing I was really impressed with was his drive and his dunk back to Dudley there for an assist, because we all know who's like the best passer. But right there, that lets you know he's trying to play the game in the right way. And for him to hand that off to Dudley in a position where he could have threw up a shot, but he handed it off to Dudley for left. So that's showing a growth. That's a lot of showing growth there, definitely.
Yeah. No doubt. More to come on Access. James Harden and the Rockets light up the Lakers 113-97 the final score. We're back with more after the break. For AD to Kuz finishes with the reverse. Kuz finished with 21 points in the loss.
AD was heating fast right there. The Kuz first lip was nice little move there. You know, Cruz had some good hands. He got some nice skill set to be a 16 guy. So I was very impressed by that.
Yeah, I was impressed too. Danny Green had his best shooting night of the restart. He made 5 of 7, but did not attempt a 3. He's speaking with Mike.
Hey, Danny, it seems like the defense has been pretty consistently good in the seeding games, and the offense has not, whether that's the shooting or all of the other factors. What would be your kind of macro analysis of what you've seen on that end of the floor, not just tonight, but for the previous seeding games as well?
Repeat that again. I'm sorry, the last part.
So just to make it more simple, how would you evaluate the offense in the seeding games, and how do you think that's going to come around as you guys move forward?
First and foremost, once again, like I said before we get into the interview and answer the questions, I want to make sure that everybody is aware of the bigger picture where most of us are here. We haven't forgotten the movement, all the names, all the people who have been haven't gotten justice. Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, the list goes on. So we make sure that we keep that alive and make sure everybody knows that we're using our platforms to keep their names alive. But offensively, we haven't been great. Everybody knows that, see that, and I think that's the good takeaway. I mean, we feel that it's going to be the easy part, but we have to hopefully get our legs back under us. We had a front-loaded list of games with no breaks in between early. We get a chance to rest on the back end of the games, but it's a good sign that our defense is doing pretty well tonight. Could have been better, but we got to get our pace back, get our legs back under us. So that's a good thing to take away from, but we know we have a lot of work to do to get back to where we were chemistry-wise on both ends of the floor. But we're talking, we're figuring it out, we're trying to get back to having fun. Tonight we had an emphasis of trying to touch the paint and find other guys. We didn't do it as well as we wanted to. We didn't get as many three-point attempts as we would like to. They got a bunch. But it's something to look at and learn from.
Danny, LeBron said last night that really the playoff experience that he has in the past, all the finals experience, just doesn't apply that much to the bubble. It's such a unique thing. You, of course, have a lot of finals experience. Other guys do. What have you found that does translate, if anything, from all your years playing to how you guys are trying to figure out this specific situation there?
He has a point. A lot of that stuff in the past does not matter now. With our experience of just knowing the game and playing the game, we have a different system, a different team, different set of guys, different set of rules here. So we have to adapt and adjust. The only thing that is the same is that it's a basketball game. We have to put the ball in the hoop, defend, make sure we score more than they do, and try to limit them as many points as we can. But it's reading and knowing defenses, knowing our strong points, knowing their weaknesses, and then trying to attack it. So that's the only thing that can translate. Outside of that, we got to get our legs back under us. Got to get a good feel for the rhythm of the court, the ball, everything all around, the atmosphere, or the lack thereof, and play some better basketball.
Hey, Danny, it's Dave. You guys have been through so much this year, and whatever was going on, it never really seemed to affect you on the court. Just kept piling up the wins. Would you classify this as adversity? What these first 5 games have been like, or like how are you guys processing it mentally? Does it feel like a struggle or a challenge, or is it like, okay, we just got to be patient?
All the above. We got to be patient. It is a challenge. We know we're going to struggle. It's early in the season for us to restart, so we have to kind of figure it out and find it again. But we know we do have time, but we want to try to gear it up and get back to it day by day and get better as best we can by watching film and with each game that we have. But right now we're not in panic mode. We believe we can still, figure it out and have the talent to do so. But it comes with learning from each one of these games and practice that we have when we're here.
It's time now to check back in with our Lakers insider, Mike Bresnahan. Time for a look at your top 5 power rankings. Brez, give it to us.
All right, we're going to do it in reverse order. Feel free to agree or disagree. This is still like
Bravo disagree.
Yeah, disagree.
Bad cop.
Number 5 there, the Nuggets. I like what Michael Porter's been doing for them. He is just a one-man scoring machine. They're not taking the seeding games too seriously. They sat out their entire backcourt tonight. Still made it a pretty good game against Portland. Rob, you might have problems with number 4 right there, the Clips. Here's why. They're 2-2 in the bubble. 2 2-point losses. All right, that's not bad, but their own coach, Doc Rivers, said that they were like a 6 or 7 out of 10 right now. So even he's not convinced that they're championship material. Might be trying to fire them up a little bit, but But I just want to throw that out there, Rob. I know you got them probably a little bit higher on your top 5, don't you?
Yes, I do. Every coach tells guys that to slap them in the face to wake them up. So I'm not listening to Doc.
All right. Back to the other ones. Toronto at 3. Love what they're doing in the bubble, allowing teams 96.5 points. That's suffocating defense. Nick Nurse, serious consideration for Coach of the Year. Obviously, they lost Kawhi Leonard, and they're right back in the hunt. I mean, an amazing bubble run for them, including a very big win against the Lakers last week. Number 2, the Lakers. I had them at number 1 going into the shutdown back in March. They just can't make threes, guys. I mean, 7 threes combined in their last 2 games. Houston gets that in like half a quarter on most nights. I mean, you got to be able to score easily, score quickly. And the Lakers right now just not able to do that. Milwaukee, now my new number 1. They can make threes. They've been kind of messing around the bubble. It's kind of hard to quantify and qualify what the Lakers and Bucks have been doing because they've had the positions sewn up pretty much from the time they all arrived in Orlando. You knew they were going to win their conference, so they're not really playing ecstatic, inspirational basketball right now.
That's very well done. I probably would throw the Houston Rockets back in there.
Ahead of Denver?
After a night like tonight, without Russell Westbrook?
True.
Yeah.
They went cold in the third quarter with the threes. That's a hard shot to shoot, Rob.
Yeah, it's hard to do. I think when we look at this bubble, it's like AAU / playing in the summer league, and you have to have summer league teams in the bubble. And Houston is a summer league team where you just got there and you run up and down and you shoot threes. If you don't have teams that can do that, it's going to be hard to play in the bubble.
By the way, what about Portland? Looking fantastic in the bubble. Won again tonight against Denver. Again, Denver not taking tonight's game real seriously. But the Trailblazers, looks like they're going to be the 8th spot. They might give the Lakers a little bit of a battle in that first round.
Bros, well done. Rob agrees with you on everything.
No, he does. Never.
Coming up. Just like you said, check it in on the tight race for the 8th seed in the Western Conference is next on Access.
Be patient. Don't panic.
Rob panic. For the 8th seed. They are coming on strong again. No Jaren Jackson Jr. anymore for the Grizz, out with that meniscus injury. And that's Damian Lillard right now.
Yeah, I think Rob,
looking like the Lakers' first-round matchup potentially.
Rob said it pregame with the scheduled Memphis guy. Portland's rising like cream on cream. Cream is coming to the top.
Yes.
I mean, we talked about in the pregame what it was like to guard James Harden. This guy is no easier.
No, he's not.
The tear, let's not forget the tear he was on before COVID hit. 60 ball.
Yeah, Damian Lillard's a baller, and he gets forgotten about because he's on Portland, and nobody really talks about Portland. And he has another, dynamic guard in the backcourt with him. But this guy, he's an all-star. He's a rapper. He's a killer on the court.
Oh, I remember his. He hit that big shot.
Over Paul George?
Over Paul George, yeah.
Who would you like to see, guys?
Not them.
I don't think I want to see Portland in the first round.
Not an answer.
Not them.
Your answer should be a me one. That's the confidence that you possess. You talked about it as panic versus patience.
That's patience. This is panicking. I don't want to see that. Yeah. They're playing well.
I patiently don't want to see you.
I'm not sure you got a choice.
Portland.
I mean, Pelicans struggling. Spurs, not bad. It's another potential. Of course, there's the Grizz. Phoenix Suns, 4-0. Shout out Bergen, your one shining moment. Melo, back at it, in shape.
Good to see you, brother. Hey.
Look, I think,
Hall of Fame, man.
and I think the other thing that you can think about, though, for the Lakers, if it is Portland, if it ends up being Portland, what a way to start the playoffs for you. Get you in, exactly.
Yeah, it'll test you and let you know, hey, are you really a championship quality team? What do you need to do to get to the mountaintop? And you play in Portland, who has Jurkic back, you have Carmelo coming off the bench who knows his role, and the dynamic duo at the backcourt, it'll get you in playoff ready mode quickly.
God, I like it.
I know, right?
I like it, yeah. Because you're right, Rob. The sense of urgency will be amongst them if they come up against Portland. And so, yeah, I think that'll get them ready. They can beat anybody if they play the way they're supposed to play. And thus far, you know, they haven't gotten there yet. They can't go to the playoffs with this type of play. It'll be tough.
Got a little bit of time to get there. 3 games to go in the 8 seeding games for the Lakers. Lakers struggles, though, continue in the bubble. With 3 games remaining before the playoffs, we're back with more after the break.
Playing basketball.
As we've talked, it looks like they're thinking a lot right now, trying to find that rhythm in that flow. The beautiful part about this, they've clinched the #1 seed, and there's still 3 games to go that they continue to find that rhythm and offensive flow. Let's hear from Kyle Kuzma, who's speaking with Mike Trudell in the media.
Hey, Kyle, a whole new lineup tonight, bunch of different rotations.
Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. I'm Alec Clifton, joined by the Hall of Famer Big Game James Worthy, Big Shot Robert Horry. Guys, we knew coming in that this would be a different game. No LeBron James, no Alex Caruso. Houston without that of Russell Westbrook. I think it was a much more spirited effort than the one we saw last night, but the trend continues. Houston found that 3 ball early. It paid off. 21 of 57 from deep for the Rockets. Lakers just 2 of 19. It's tough to win when you see that disparity.
Yeah, you shoot 10% from the 3, and meanwhile, the Rockets put up, 57 threes?
63 of their 113 points.
That's something you have to be ready for at the beginning of the game, because once they get going, it's difficult. And I just don't think that the Lakers, took advantage of the size that they had. I know AD's a great player, but I would have had him in that post 10 straight times with his back to the bucket. But having said that, I thought they did a pretty good job coming back in the second quarter. I think the second unit came in the third quarter. But they had no answer for the spacing that the Rockets had. I think the Lakers turned it over quite a bit tonight, 24 turnovers. So you can't win like that against a unique team. You can't prepare against Houston the way you prepare against anybody else. You don't take advantage of AD down in that paint, destroying small people. Him getting it at the top of the key to start the offense. And then try to navigate. That's not what I would do against you.
Robin, not to cut you off, but that's exactly what you were saying all game long. You wanted to see him down in the post.
Yeah, you want to see a guy go to the post and be bigger than everybody else. You need the big man on the block. You go down there and, like Shaq would say, barbecue chicken time. And for him to want to play out there to his strengths against other bigs, I'm okay with that. But you weren't playing against bigs. And sometimes guys get into this thing where, this is the way I play. No, the great players adjust their game to the way the defense is coming at you. He didn't do that. He stuck with his game plan and said, okay, coach, you know what? Let's go old school. Let me get on the block. You space it out, and let me the double team. I kick it out and get some open threes. Yeah. And they didn't do that. And this is a sign of a lot of great players that will come and say, you know what, scrap the game plan. We're doing this, coach, because I have an advantage. And I don't know, I've never met AD. I never had a conversation with, but the greats I played with, Shaq, Tim, and Dream, they would say, no, scrap the play. Give me the ball in the walk because I have an advantage. And I think AD needs to sometimes say, hey, I'm breaking the play. Because I know Kobe would have, Shaq would have, and all these other players would have.
Because you guys have been there, done that. Let's stick on AD for a second. We talked a lot about him in the pregame and what we were looking to see. And again, 17 and 12, 5 offensive rebounds, 7 of 9 from the free throw line. Many NBA players would be okay with that stat line. But we know how much more we need from Anthony Davis. And there are going to be times, especially in the playoffs, where LeBron James isn't on the floor 10 to 12 minutes a night. And this is when you're going to count on him to even take his game one step further.
Yeah, I saw the first couple minutes. I saw, where he was trying to, get involved and get active. But as the game went on, I just didn't see, that tenacity. Like Rob said, he needed to get me. These numbers are awesome, and you're right. Any other player would accept them, but they weren't impactful for AD's style of game. I didn't see how his 17 points and his rebounds were impactful in this game. So, yeah, he's talented. He can get the numbers, but I think, he's got to learn that, especially when LeBron's out of the game, that it's my show. And then they got to look for Kuzma, too, who I think played a pretty good game tonight. They got to look to involve them more. They went through AD a lot. I didn't like him getting it at the top of the key and then trying to go one-on-one and all that with no movement in the offense, none at all. So I'm sure the coach staff take a look at it, but it is upon the player sometimes. Like Rob said, to recognize. I think they played Portland. Was it you who told me they played Portland the other night? Portland, went inside and dominated them.
It was Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, I'm sorry. Yeah.